This is TWiT.
Well, I could tell you one pick from Scott Bourne right away. That's that great Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II camera.
I highly recommend.
Not cheap, but it's less expensive. It's about half the cost of a high-end DSLR.
1/3 the cost of the DSLR it replaced in my case.
Yeah,
it's $2,000 and it replaced a $6,000 camera.
Right. Although you didn't have to buy all new lenses. And by the way, they've got some really nice pro lenses now.
I sold one Canon lens, the 800 f5.6L, and purchased each and every piece of Olympus gear I need.
That'll give you an idea.
It's not.
You use the how do you pronounce it? Zuiko?
I do not know. I just call
You're
them
an
Olympus. I just call them Olympus lenses. Okay.
Okay, you use those. All right.
They don't pay me to pronounce.
But
they pay
I'm
me
going to say
picture.
that that's not your pick.
No, my picks are related to what you said. People do ask me about my post-processing workflow, and of late, it's been almost 100% with a company called Macphun.
And we've talked about Macphun on this show many times.
Right.
I know Renee likes them. MACPHUN.
And by way of disclosure, I am on the board of advisors.
That's brand new.
That's brand new.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But it has nothing to do. I've been using the products for years.
And because I looked at your pictures and you said processed in Luminar, which is their kind of Adobe Lightroom replacement.
No, it's their Adobe Photoshop replacement.
Oh, it's even more than that. All right,
Yeah.
it's Photoshop. I said, well, if Scott Bourne's using it, and I've been using it. I love it.
It's extremely powerful. It's extremely easy to use. It's intuitive. If you've been put off by the length of time it takes to learn Photoshop, you'll love Luminar. There are presets. And by the way, go to photoplugins.net. I got a bunch of free ones.
But do you have things like curves and layers? And
you do have layers. You do have there are a few things that are missing.
But they're more photo-oriented stuff.
They're heavy-duty Photoshop user things that are missing.
Right.
But most photographers...
I can't do LUT tables. And
no, you can't. But most photographers who watch this show are going to be able to do everything.
I've been very happy with it. And frankly, I have to say, I first started using Macphun when their Aurora came out. That was something they did with Trey Ratcliffe. It's their HDR program. Trey moved from Photomatics to Aurora, and I thought, well, if Trey Ratcliffe can
he's the king of HDR.
So I've been using Aurora, and I love it.
And the big news for both these products is that they are both very quickly going to be available cross-platform on Windows and on Macintosh.
See, that blows me away, because that, I have to say, that yet another reason why I might move away from the Mac, because, you know, Lightroom, yeah, Photoshop, yeah, but to get, I missed Aurora, to be honest. I went back to the Mac for Aurora. And Tonality Pro, their black and white filter.
And they have a bunch of other cool apps. If you go to Mac,
they're going to have to change their name, though. They can't be Macphun.
That's being discussed probably. Anyway, I just tell you that people look at that eagle photo we showed.
Yeah.
And
that's done in...
That is processed in Luminar.
Luminar.
And it brings out the sharpening that exists in the existing photo.
Yeah, you can't fake sharpen.
You can't fake sharpening.
Yeah.
But it does it better than anything else. I use Intensify. I use Snap Peel. I use all their products. But I use Luminar every day.
Now, Luminar can be a front end to Tonality and Noiseless.
Yeah, you can run other apps inside apps. And you can run Luminar, by the way, as a plugin in Lightroom or Photoshop.
That's actually how I do it.
Yeah. You can run it as a plugin. You can run it standalone.
Yeah.
I can tell you can try this stuff for free if you are looking for a photo solution. If you're one of those people who complains about the $10 a month that goes to Adobe, and I don't really think it's a big deal to pay Adobe $10.
No, it's well worth it. Yeah.
But if you are, then you can own this for around $50-$60, and it's yours forever.
It's not a subscription.
No, it's not a subscription. In fact, they've updated it so many times since it came out that I can't even keep count. I started using it. I fell in love with it. I reached out to them. Now I'm on the board of advisors because I believe so much in the product. But give it a try. It's a lot of fun too. You know, that's the other thing. Photography is supposed to be fun, and this helps make it fun. The presets are cool, and I hope people like it. And
can you tell them a couple of things?
I want to hear what you think.
Make it for Linux.
I'll be sure we run right up to the top of the chain on that one, okay?
Because I tell you what, that would be huge.
Okay,
huge, and it doesn't have to be open source.
I'll speak to Dimitri about that soon.
They're from Ukraine.
Well, there's a U.S. side of the company and a Ukraine side of the company.
Because I would love to have all these tools, and then I use Photo Mechanic as my ingest.
Oh, well, there's some interesting news coming soon. I'll just say about that.
Because that's why I still use it as a Lightroom plugin, because what they don't give you is the managing all of your photos.
Well, what if
What if
you could get a program that was as fast as Photo Mechanic?
Yeah.
That did a hierarchical look at what you had to do, and that automatically grouped all the photos you took at the same time you took them, so that you could very quickly ABC them out.
So hot.
And would keep track of all that for you, and then poured it right into Luminar. What if you could do that?
I would buy that right away.
Stay tuned.
I bought Photo Mechanic like last month for $150 just because Lightroom's so slow to process 40 megapixel images.
And that is a legitimate criticism of Lightroom. It's still slow.
Yeah.
And all this software is slow on an older computer, but I'm just telling you, there's cool things coming from this company. That's my pick of the week.
All right. Macphun. We've picked it before. We really like it. And I'm glad to know I know somebody on the advisory board.